Hello dear traders, I'm Joseph Barto, a senior trader of Finmax. Today is Tuesday and we are having our online trading webinar like on every Tuesday. Before we start with our webinar, I would like you to write down some pluses in the chat menu in order to let me know that you can hear my voice and you can clearly see the video as well. After that, we can start with the session. Okay, I can see that there are already lots of you watching our webinar, so perhaps we can start. As you know, the topic of our webinar for today is commodities and earning opportunities on them. Perhaps you remember from our previous webinars and from our personal lessons as well, if you are my team member, that in majority of cases we are trading either on currency pairs, sometimes on stocks when we have earning reports or certain fundamental analysis, and really rarely trade on gold, oil, copper or other commodities that are available on our platform. What is the reason? Of course, the reason is not that commodities cannot bring good profits. On the contrary, commodities on a single trade, perhaps with good analysis, can bring much more profits than any of the currency pairs or stocks. However, the only thing that on our webinars we almost never focus on commodity trading is that, to my mind, according to my experience that I have had before, commodities is something that should not be really traded only according to technical analysis. But together with technical analysis, we should always add some fundamental factors as well. What we use for our currency trading? We just check economic calendar, see if there are no important news coming out, and then we do our technical analysis for trading, right? As for news, perhaps if we trade on a single currency, we should be looking what's happening in the country of this currency, what economical indicators we are having, etc., etc. In difference to currency pairs, when we are trading on commodities, we should give focus not only to technical analysis, not only to the fundamental analysis according to the news that can be occurring around certain commodity. However, also to some additional factors like what is happening in the countries that are exporting commodities and that are the biggest producers of certain commodity. What is happening in the companies that are selling these commodities in the world? So they have got their margins and their situation also has influence on the market. And finally, the third part, what is happening in the politics? Because many of the commodities that we have got on for trading are directly linked with the political situation in the world. Let's discuss, for example, gold. A commodity that is produced perhaps in quite many countries, therefore we can't say that any of the countries is having big influence on gold price, on gold market. However, this asset is really tightly connected with the political situation that is happening in the world. Also, of course, very tightly connected with US dollar, because we are just having gold price expressed in USD, right? When I say speak about political situation, perhaps you have noticed that gold is a shelter for investors. So if anything hard is happening in the world politics, the situation is tough, gold price is usually rising high because all the investors, including us perhaps, are trying to invest funds in gold that can be always sold. However, sometimes you can find it hard to sell big volumes of currencies, big volumes of stocks of certain companies, and etc. etc. However, you can always find a buyer of gold. That's why when political situation is worsening, demand for gold is rising and gold price is rising as well. On the contrary, when political situation is becoming calmer, gold price is decreasing as well because people are starting to sell gold and make investments in any other sources. A few days ago, if you observed some news that were around the USD, Iran and Russia, when USD sorry, not USD, but United States decided to give additional sanctions to Iran and Russia, we were facing a rapid growth in gold price. The situation is not stabilized yet. It became calmer, but it's not stabilized. So gold was expected to continue rising. However, today, as it is connected with US dollar and US dollar started rising, gold price started dropping during the last hours. And you can see that now gold price is perhaps on the minimum level of several months. To be exact, approximately 6 months. Of course, now it should start going high. However, this volatility in normal trading could really cause some, especially in long-term trading, could really cause some negative results. That's why when you are having trades on gold, for example, you should be attentive about everything that is occurring in several fields: politics and United States, because the rate of USD is also valuable and important in gold trading and gold analysis. What can we say about oil? Next, perhaps the most popular commodity and the most needed one in the world nowadays. As gold, of course, oil can be sometimes also depending on politics, and we just faced several years ago what happened to oil price when just civilized the world declared war to Russia, not in direct terms but economical war, and they just forced all the producers to decrease prices, and the oil price just went low to low. And besides that, here a very important role just relies on the main producers of oil, unlike gold. Because who are the main producers at the moment? United States, Russia, Arabic countries, Iran, and Canada, and some of other countries as well, but their roles are not that high as of Arabic countries, for instance, and USD and the United States and Russia. So a few days ago, when again United States gave a row of sanctions to Iran, one of the biggest producers that is in top 5 in the world, oil price started going high because Iran was no longer able to sell and is no longer able to sell that quantity of oil on the world market, and no doubt when supply is decreased, oil price is increased as well. Besides that factor, of course, oil as well as gold is connected with the rate of United States dollar because it is expressed in it. So when United States dollar is rising, oil price is dropping. That's why I will repeat that, of course, commodities are good assets to trade and earn money on them. However, when you decide trading on them, you should do a row of analysis. Technical, of course, and fundamental. And in fundamental analysis, you can say that you should do analysis around several directions: politics, producer countries, and connection of assets to other commodities or other assets. That's why I would recommend you to be really careful about these assets. However, don't miss opportunities with them as well. Observe what's happening in the world, observe the news that are released, especially on oils, for example, crude oil inventories that are having big impact on oil price, and this way focus on strike trading in order to earn as much money from commodities as possible. As for short-term trades on our webinar today as well, I'm going to miss commodity trading and to get main focus on currency pairs like we usually do. Let's start with fundamental analysis around currencies. And you could see that on our economic calendar for today, we just had news with two bull hats on USD about 10 minutes ago. That's why we better not trade on United States dollar for the following 20 minutes. So we will just do analysis on other currencies and open our trades. GBP JPY, you can see at the moment, is obviously not a one that can give us a chance of trading, as well as GBP Swiss franc. Let's see, GBP Canadian. GBP Canadian can be normal one. And Euro JPY, as you see, can be also good to trade on in about 3 minutes from now. Euro Canadian can be okay as well. Euro Australian dollar, as you can see, is approaching the regression line, and perhaps it will cross it, so it can be okay to trade. Swiss franc JPY at the moment is not really good one. And Australian and Canadian pair, of course, is volatile, and at the moment it is not really giving any trading offer for us. Okay, I think we should already make our decision, and I guess that we should be trading on Euro JPY that at the moment is giving quite normal trading opportunity for us. Volatility used to be medium on previous candles, but at the moment I see that it is not that high, it is normal. So perhaps in about 2 minutes we can prepare our chart for Euro JPY and start trading. Okay, we will go to platform in about 1 minute. Thirty seconds. Okay, we can already go. Search for Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Low on it, of course, and we will invest 1,000. I will invest 1,000 US dollar from my side on the trade. However, of course, you should invest according to your capital with good capital management. We are trading for 5 minutes, low on Euro JPY, and we will click on trade button only when there will be 5 seconds remaining on it. Meanwhile, we can just get back again to our chart and see what's happening there. What is the condition of price? Still, there is quite good trading opportunity. Let's check if the trend is good. Yes, it is. So get ready, get ready. We are having the last 20 seconds remaining, and we will click on trade button in 10 seconds from now. Get ready. Do it. So for today we have opened our first trade on Euro JPY and we are trading low on it. Let's move to the analytical platform and let's do some more analysis. GBP Canadian dollar, as you can see, like we analyzed, was good trading one and it started with green candle, so it is no longer showing us opportunities. As for Euro Australian dollar, it is crossing the regression line again and we can be trading on it with the next candle. Let's start analysis from the beginning, from GBP JPY, because before that I have got USD asset pairs. Euro Swiss franc is not really good trading one. Euro GBP, let's see what we have here. Euro GBP can be interesting. Let's check it in the following minutes. Meanwhile, our current trade Euro JPY is in the money at the moment. However, as you can see, at the moment market is really calm on this pair of assets. However, in the following 3 minutes, if there is volatility or maybe manipulation, we are going to be very attentive towards the open trade. Okay, perhaps at the moment we can see only two options. One is to open new trade on Euro Australian dollar, and another one, of course, to observe our trade that should be finished in the profits. As you can see, even though sorry, it is not our current trade, it is Euro JPY. Yeah, here situation is calm again, it's good. And as for Euro GBP, it is at the moment trembling, so showing and losing its trading opportunities all the time. Perhaps we can focus on Euro Australian dollar or on Euro JPY, but I see, and you perhaps agree with me, that it is really calm trade at the moment, so it should not need any recovery interference. So let's prepare for Euro Australian dollar. We will be trading low on it and for 5-minute expiry time. As you see, Euro JPY is starting to be volatile on the last minute of the trade, what of course is not really good for us. Okay, we are focused on Euro Australian dollar at the moment. If we see on last seconds, we can move again to Euro JPY and open the recovery trade, but I guess we should not need it. We should not need it. So in 20 seconds, we are going to open a trade on Euro Australian dollar. Low for 5-minute expiry time again. Get ready. Do it. So our first trade on Euro JPY brought profits for us. My congratulations, and we have opened new trade on Euro Australian dollar. It is at the moment in the money. Let's see what is happening on the chart. We are having a red candle here. However, you can see that all the previous candles on this asset pair were volatile, and actually Australian dollar, you know, that is really volatile asset. That's why we cannot really feel relaxed with it, so we should control our trade. If it needs recovery step, of course we should do it. As for Euro GBP, you remember that it was trembling on the previous trade, so it was not really showing clear signal, and we are having the same situation, so we can just leave it here and look at it time by time. In about 10 minutes we can already start trading on USD pairs as well. GBP Australian dollar. GBP Australian dollar is at the moment normal opportunity for us to earn some money, so let's mark it. Okay, perhaps we should choose between GBP Australian dollar and Euro GBP. At the moment I would rather prefer GBP Australian dollar because Euro GBP is obviously more volatile, as I can see. Actually, tail sizes on GBP Australian dollar are not small as well. So let's wait. We have got still 1 minute before we make our decision. And meanwhile, let's check the status of our trade. Euro Australian dollar is also looking a little bit dangerous with its volatility. So in the following 1 minute we will together make a decision whether we will be opening a new trade or we will just stay focused on Euro Australian dollar and just interfere in it if it needs our interference. Yes, you can see it is becoming even more volatile than it was during the last minutes. So for sure let's be ready with 2.5 times more investment and recovery step on Euro Australian dollar if we need it on our last seconds. You can see how quick the movements are here on Euro Australian dollar on our current trade. Quite dangerous situation, quite dangerous one. So just get ready. We are having last half minutes. We are ready with recovery investment 2.5 times more than it was on our first trade, and we will just click on trade button on last 5 seconds if our trade is still out of money. At the moment the situation is really tough with quick changes. Get ready. So do it. We have opened our recovery trade on Euro Australian dollar with 2.5 times more investment, and yes, unfortunately our previous trade was closed out of money because of obvious volatility that we were facing together. Now the price started rapid decrease. We can have two outcomes here. One can be that price will just drop down and it will just overcome the volatility and go to its normal value. And second outcome can be that we may face still volatility on Australian dollar and the price can be still going high. However, normal movement according to analysis is decreasing price. But even if I don't say anything and you look at the candle, what is happening with this candle, you'll obviously see that the asset is extremely volatile at the moment. On Euro GBP, actually, we missed quite a good chance of earning here with this candle. And let's see GBP Australian dollar. With GBP Australian dollar, actually situation is not really certain at the moment. If current candle is red again on before new one is formed, then we can still trade high on it. If it goes already green, then we will miss our chance here as well. Meanwhile, GBP Swiss franc is also showing us a normal chance to earn some money. And Australian dollar Swiss franc can be also okay, not perfect, but okay to trade on it. I think that if Euro Australian dollar continues in the same manner like it is at the moment, trying to overcome the volatility and to get back to its normal value, then we should not be worrying about it, and we can already prepare for our next trade on GBP Swiss franc. That is showing quite normal trading opportunity. GBP Australian dollar already went in profit with our analysis, so there is no chance of trading on it, and Australian dollar Swiss franc is also okay. Okay, Euro Australian dollar should be safe now, and I guess we should now make a decision. There are really equal opportunities on GBP Swiss franc and Australian dollar Swiss franc. Let's trade on Australian dollar Swiss franc. We can be trading low on it and get back the investment amount to initial one, and don't forget to put your trade on 5-minute expiry time, Australian dollar and Swiss franc. So get ready, we are opening our next trade on Australian dollar and Swiss franc. We will click on trade button in 10 seconds from now. We will be trading low. Get ready and do it. So we have now opened a new trade on Australian dollar Swiss franc, and our previous trade was finished with profits. We have recovered from loss caused by euro Australian dollar and put some additional money into our pocket, so congratulations about it. Australian dollar Swiss franc, as you see, is formed with red candle. It is good for us. Let's check what happened with GBP Swiss franc. GBP Swiss franc at the moment is, yeah, it already started going low, but you can see that it is quite volatile, and I expect the same volatility should be on Australian dollar Swiss franc as well in the following minutes. Okay, perhaps we can already start analysis on USD as well, because half an hour after the news is already expired. USD Swiss franc. Let's see what we have got here. Okay, not really good. GBP Canadian dollar. No. Euro Swiss franc neither. Euro GBP no. Euro JPY no. Canadian. Actually, let's see. Euro JPY. Euro JPY. No. Canadian Swiss franc. I'm sure that no. Yep, it is not good one. Euro USD was good about few minutes ago, I think. Euro Canadian can't be good. Euro Australian dollar no. Canadian dollar and JPY. I assume it is not good one, but yeah. Anyway, I checked. Swiss franc JPY can be normal, I think, but connected with quite big risks to trade on it at the moment. GBP Australian dollar. GBP Australian dollar can be also normal. However, it is facing quite strong volatility as well. Australian dollar and USD no. Australian and Canadian. Australian and Canadian can be normal, but of course you remember that it is extremely volatile pair of assets. And as for our current trade on Australian dollar and Swiss franc, you can see that it is also under, not really strong at the moment, but under volatility. It is trembling, although the price was going low all the time. Now it is just increasing, so I'm afraid it may require our interference in it. So let's get back to the platform and prepare for recovery trade on it, and we will make decision on very last seconds if our trade is still not in the money. Okay, it started to decrease. However, even the candle here is red. You see that my strike price is not that good, and that's why my trade is still out of money. So here we should make really careful decision. Better we have got green candle than small red one. Yeah, it is obviously better situation, at least for me, to have green candle and good recovery opportunity. So get ready and just do it. So we have opened a recovery trade on Euro Australian dollar. No, excuse me, Australian dollar Swiss franc. And previous trade was finished just on last seconds out of money, not in the money. You can see perhaps that we are facing quite big volatility here, although our analysis was correct. Exactly this volatility caused us brought us some losses. And what was a very important thing here, what happened? We had a red candle, but my trade used to be still out of money. The reason for it was that even though I clicked on trade button on the last seconds, the price that I caught was just changed on before the candle was expired. So after 5 seconds we had some changes in price. That's why I could not catch exact strike price, and also although price was decreasing, my trade was still out of money. Why did I tell that it would be better if we had green candle here than though that small red one? Because if the trade was finished with red candle, I would no longer have any basis to do recovery trades. However, if the candle is closed on green color again, so price was rising, I would still have opportunities to open recovery trade and refund previous loss, as well as bring some additional profits into our pocket. So this is what happened. Luckily for me, I don't know what was your strike price, but luckily for me it was finished on green candle, so I just opened recovery trade. At the moment you can see that we have quite volatile candle here with both tails. And on Australian dollar, it is really rarely that we don't have volatility on the market, as you remember. But I think with our good recovery strategy, we can overcome everything and reach, like we always do on our trading webinars, reach profits today as well. Just although we will not be able to open any new trades, let's see what is happening here. GBP Swiss franc is no longer a good one to trade, as you can see. Swiss franc JPY as well. GBP Australian dollar as well. Australian and Canadian dollar, even this pair of assets is now directly showing profit with our analysis. And Australian dollar Swiss franc, the trade that perhaps we should be focused on and not really think about opening a new trade, is still trembling between green and red candles. I will just get ready for next recovery step. However, I really hope that we will not need it, and although we are having volatility, this trade will just bring money without recovery steps. Just let's get ready. Let's get ready with 2.5 times more investment again, and trading low again. We will just make recover decision on very last seconds of a trade, like we usually do. As you see, the candle is really on the edge. The price wants to go to its normal direction, however, because of volatility, it can't really manage to do that. Just get ready. Again, check all the settings on the platform that you are on 5-minute trading on Australian dollar and Swiss franc, and trading on low with 2.5 times more investment. You can obviously see how volatile and dangerous the trade is, and that we are having just last seconds remaining. Be really careful and attentive. We are going to click on trade if on last seconds trade is still out of money. Get ready, so do it. We have opened a recovery trade again on Australian dollar. It is second step for us, and previous trade was again finished out of money. You can see still the asset is showing volatility, and let's just watch and wait for 4 more minutes, because even Australian dollar, although it is quite dangerous one, even Australian dollar is always calming out down, and that's why we are always keeping our 6 recovery trade, maximum 6 recovery trade rule, in order to overcome all the obstacles with such volatile currencies. Let's see what's happening to gold meanwhile. You can see that it is slowly recovering from decrease. Like USD is retreating as well. And now this volatility or even manipulation should go to the finish, and it should bring us our profit that we deserved with our good analysis. Three minutes more to wait before Australian dollar Swiss franc trade is over. Two minutes more. Just always remember, dear traders, that your main advantage when you're operating on financial market and when you are trading here, your main advantage is to be calm in every situation. No matter what is happening on the market, no matter how volatile your trade is, you should stay calm and make really calm decisions according to all the situations and all the analysis that you can make. You can see that the price just tried to go low, and it is now still really not certain. We can already move to our platform. No doubt we should be ready for recovery trade, but we will only launch it if on very last seconds we still have got the same volatility and our trade is still not in the money. Yeah, the price started playing again, really fast playing, fast changes, and we are having our last 40 seconds remaining. You can see what's happening on the market at the moment. It is not really normal. However, we are always expecting something like that when we are trading on Australian dollar or Canadian. So with our successful recovery strategy, of course, we can always overcome such situations and maintain profits from our trades. So get ready, we are on our last seconds, last 10 seconds are remaining. We will make decision in about 3 seconds. So get ready, let's do it. We have opened our next recovery next recovery trade on Australian dollar and Swiss franc. It's already third step for us, and let's see what is happening on the chart. The chart is showing us good position, but still, because we are now speaking about volatile asset, and we saw what happened on our previous trades, we should not celebrate anything yet. The only bad thing in recovery trades, but we cannot really call it bad thing, is that it is just taking a chance from us to open any new trades. However, of course, it has really big advantage, because exactly with recovery trades we can always refund our loss on certain asset trading and maintain profits overall, and it is very, very important. Otherwise, today on financial market, considering the rate of volatility, rate of manipulations that is much more different than it was several years ago, even several months ago, I can't imagine how else we can be earning with our trading without recovery strategies. You can see tail sizes even on 1 minute chart. Okay, dear traders, let's move again to our platform and let us get ready for the case if volatility is still unchanged and we need to interfere in the trade with next recovery step, and for me it is going to be 40,000 US dollars already. As you can see, still Australian dollar is having not really normal movements. Perhaps after we finish with our trade we can check what's happening with oil price, because Australian dollar is connected with oil and it is especially volatile when oil has also big changes in price. And get ready, prepare for your next recovery trade together with me, that we will do in about 10 seconds if the situation is still unchanged. Get ready. Let's do it. So we have now opened our next recovery step on Australian dollar Swiss franc. And previous one was again finished without profits. It is our fourth step. Like always here as well, price starts with its normal direction and it is decrease. And let's see if it will manage on this step to overcome the volatility. At the moment, asset price seems to be a bit calmer than previously, but here as well on Australian dollar, usual the decisive ones are last 2 minutes, approximately last 2 minutes. That's why we should wait and see what is going to happen. Right now you can see that asset is not volatile, it is calmer than it was. It is good for us, but still it's too early to celebrate anything about Australian. Nearly 3 minutes are remaining, 2.5. You can see that still volatility has not disappeared. When the price is trying to move low, it is just pushing it to the opposite direction. Volatility, either manipulation, it's a bit hard to say here what we are facing. But this size of red candle actually is telling us that the normal direction of the price is not to go high, like it was not during the previous candles. Now price is actually trying to get back to its normal value, get back to its equilibrium size. Okay, dear traders, I think that volatility is near to its end. I think we should not need any more recovery steps on this trade, like I see at the moment. So perhaps it can be our last trade for this webinar, and I will congratulate you with the profits overall that we have earned together. And I wish you good luck on your trades as well. Thank you. We'll meet you and trade with you again on next Tuesday. Goodbye.